A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
French PM Élisabeth Borne faces immediate pressure to act. It is the same old story. A technocrat wins a parliamentary election, faces intense left-wing environmental pressure, and now, a re-elected government.
But does the new French PM live up to these expectations? Can she tackle the global environmental crisis? The following are some of her immediate challenges. Read on to find out if she can live up to the hype.
Élisabeth Borne is a technocrat. After the resignation of Jean Castex, Macron appointed a left-wing technocrat named Élisabeth Borne as prime minister, a move that has raised eyebrows and worries.
Borne has a history of being close to the Socialist Party and was previously the head of the Paris Metro. Her record of reform is impressive, including the end of special protected contracts for newly recruited railway workers.
She has also implemented a variety of reforms, including expanding apprenticeships and revamping unemployment benefits. Macron also praised Borne for her role as a centrist and shared responsibility for the environment that was lost during the first term of President Macron's administration.
But Borne's environmental record is less rosy. As a former minister for President Mitterrand, she criticized the lack of action on the environment during the first term of Macron's administration.
She has since expressed disappointment with Macron's record in that regard. While Macron acknowledged the need for a technocrat to listen to the electorate, he also admitted that he would need a strong majority in the parliament to make major changes to the pension system.
Borne must prove she can listen to voters and negotiate with them to gain a majority in parliament. Borne's policy on pensions has already caused a furor in some sectors, including the unions.
The government needs to act quickly before it can lose credibility. With Macron's election, left-wing environmentalists warned that France must take action on climate change if it wants to remain a global leader in the fight against global warming.
As the new prime minister, Borne has promised to act swiftly on this issue, but there is no guarantee she can deliver the results that environmentalists are predicting. She is a good negotiator.
The French government is in the midst of a cabinet overhaul after the resignation of the Socialist Party's Jean-Marie Castex. Borne, who had served as environment minister under Macron, is well known for her tenacity and attention to detail.
She was elected by socialist voters in November and will be tasked with overseeing Macron's most controversial election, pledged the raising of the minimum wage and early retirement. Borne's record as a Minister of Labour has already burnished her reputation as a tough negotiator.
As a minister, she oversaw the end of special protected contracts for newly recruited railway workers. She also reformed unemployment benefits and expanded apprenticeships.
Since Macron won the election, Borne has received widespread praise within the government. While some have criticized her lack of campaigning skills, many see her background as an asset for the French president.
Among the first priorities she is expected to tackle are the green transition and the controversial issue of raising the retirement age. The French government has been enmeshed in political wrangling over the issue.
Having been appointed as the new prime minister, Borne will face immediate pressure to act because she is a strong negotiator and has experience in dealing with international organizations. Borne is also the second woman in the French government, after Marie-Claude.
The presidential campaign of 2017 indicated that the country would welcome a woman prime minister. Borne's choice was partly aimed at appealing to the left-leaning voter base, which will determine who controls the French parliament.
One of Ms. Borne's holiday memories is of a trip to Jordan. She visited Petra and the Wadi Rum Desert.
Borne is a hard-working politician and rarely takes time off for holidays. She has been asked by Liberation magazine what she likes to do in her spare time.
Borne responded that free time was an interesting concept. She is a good campaigner.
Élisabeth Borne has no political experience but has deep inside knowledge of the workings of the state. She will also be the one to deal with France's notoriously muscular unions, which are likely to resist her vision for reform.
She was an engineer by training, but is now a career technocrat and is known for her attention to detail. She is likely to win a majority in the parliamentary elections and will face immediate pressure to act as France prepares for its June parliamentary elections.
But supporters say Borne is used to opposition and that she has had success with her past appointments. Borne has already shown she is an effective negotiator.
As transport minister and former head of the Paris Metro, she brought in reform to the SNCF National Railways. She also undid special protected contracts for newly recruited railway workers and expanded apprenticeships.
Those reforms have now triggered an intense debate in French society. Nonetheless, Borne has a clear path to delivering on Macron's promises and tackling the country's long-term economic problems.
Macron has made the right decision in appointing a female as his new prime minister. Borne was formerly the head of the Paris Metro system, but remained close to the Socialist Party throughout her career.
Her early career was closely related to that of the traditional left, where she worked as chief of staff to former ecology minister Ségolène Royal. She then became the head of state-owned transport company RATP, which operates the Paris Metro.
After Emmanuel Macron's surprise election, environmentalists and left-wing politicians have immediately turned their attention to Élisabeth Borne as the new prime minister. Environmentalists have urged Borne to take action on global warming, despite the fact that she had repeatedly refused to do so.
In addition to that, she has also pledged to act faster and stronger to achieve her climate goals. She is under pressure from left-wing environmentalists.
Greenpeace's head in France, Jean-François Joliard, said the new PM must transform French society and curb energy and natural resource waste. The appointment has been welcomed as a step towards equality, while critics have deemed it macho and incongruous with Macron's promises of more socialism.
Borne also met with legislators on Tuesday, and it's expected she'll be the leader of Macron's broad party in parliamentary elections. Marine Le Pen is aiming to increase her number of seats in the polls.
Left-wing environmentalists have warned the new French prime minister that drastic cuts in carbon emissions are not realistic and that France must move more quickly to tackle global warming. Borne promised to act faster and stronger than her predecessor, Emmanuel Macron, and make France a world leader in the field of climate emergency.
Borne has promised to do more, faster, and stronger than her predecessor, and she has also pledged to implement a climate transition plan in the next 4 years. Borne was a career technocrat and an engineer by training.
Borne is also a no-nonsense, detail-oriented person. She is expected to lead Macron's broad-based centrist group in the June parliamentary elections, a battle against the far-right, anti-European parties of Mélenchon and Marine Le Pen.
Borne's background as an engineer and former Minister of Environmental Policy made her a natural choice for the post. Borne's appointment has been met with immediate pressure from left-wing environmentalists.
Her lack of environmental background has led to criticism of her plans to cut railway employee benefits and increase unemployment benefits. But her appointment has been met with praise from Macron, who praised her on Monday.
The French left wing has a lot to do in the wake of Borne's appointment. She might struggle to impose her vision.
The appointment of Marie-Claude Berdieu as France's new prime minister is a big step forward for France, but she'll have very little time to settle in before June's parliamentary elections. Far-right and far-left parties are expected to mount major challenges, but supporters of Borne argue that she's used to taking on opposition and has scored results in previous appointments.
In contrast, Borne is an engineer by training and a career technocrat, regarded by many as a no-nonsense detail person. Borne is expected to win the parliamentary seat in Calvados in Normandy, which she is known for, as her mother's family originally came from this region.
Her appointment, however, will put her in a tough spot, as she'll need to negotiate pension reform and a rise in the retirement age. Borne has worked for socialist leaders in the past, and she has a strong history of delivering on promises.
She has held a succession of posts, including Chief of Staff to Ségolène Royal and Urban Planning Director for Bertrand Delanoë. As a result of her background, Borne will face immediate pressure to act.
However, she will face the added challenge of balancing Macron's demands and the interests of her party. Borne is expected to face immense pressure to deliver on Macron's campaign promises.
Borne's background in government will help her deal with France's toughest unions. She will also face immediate pressure to act on Macron's most contentious election pledge, raising minimum wages and retiring at 65.
Borne has never been in public office before, but her record as Labour minister under Macron's government has earned her respect as a steely negotiator. She won concessions in this and CF railway sector and ended special protected contracts for newly recruited workers.